This morning I thought it'd be important for us to have a segment where we would look at the personal perspective and experience of a mother that has two daughters that are 1 year apart. And so I've asked Monica Ghergel, which again, she's a member of our church at Elim Christian Pentecostal Church in Brisbane, to share a little bit about her perspective and experience in having two daughters 1 year apart. We know that Sara and Tiana are just 1 year apart. And we also know how vital and important those years are in between 9 and 15. And Sara and Tiana were removed from their family when Tiana was only 9 and Sara was 10. And now they're going on 13 and 14. Those are so important, those years. And so I've asked Monica Ghergel to share a little bit about her personal experience and perspective during those vital years. Sister Monica.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monica Ghergel, and I stand before you today as a member of the Elim Pentecostal Church, as a person who belongs to the Romanian community. And I wanted to share a little bit about my life, my family, and my story because I think it is important to know. I was just 7 years old when this great nation of Australia welcomed yet another migrant family to its shores. My parents fled when the then communist Romania was an oppressed nation where freedom was limited and hope was scarce. They risked everything to give my sister and me a better life and a brighter future. Like so many migrants, they left behind everything they knew because they believed Australia would offer opportunities they could never have imagined, and in many ways it did. But soon, they discovered that although they had escaped an oppressive country, they had not escaped the struggles within themselves. They had come to a better country, but they were still carrying wounded hearts. They needed healing that would transform their lives for the better. And that healing came when they found Jesus Christ. Their faith transformed them. It transformed our family. Looking back, I can honestly say that the greatest gift my parents ever gave me was not a home, not an education, or financial security. It was their faith. It shaped my character, gave me purpose, taught me compassion, and made me the woman that I am today. That same faith has blessed me with a fulfilling life as a wife and as a mother to 6 beautiful children. My first two were daughters, Elizabeth and Jasmine, just born 11 months apart. Like every mother, I dreamed of watching all my children grow, but I also knew the deepest pain a mother can ever experience. And at 38 weeks pregnant, on the very brink of birth of my fourth child, I lost my firstborn son, Samson. The grief was indescribable. And what is interesting is that his name was Samson, and today we are here for the Samson family. No parent should ever have to bury their child, but over time I came to accept that he was gone. Yet I was comforted by the hope that one day I will see him again. My faith assures me that our separation is only temporary and that one day I will hold him in my arms again. Yet there is another loss that is almost impossible for me to comprehend. And that is to lose a child, not because they have died, but because one has ripped them from you, from your arms, and have them somewhere out there, somewhere, but not with you. To lose a child because someone doesn't like your well-intended family rules. To love them with every part of your being, to wake up every morning wondering how they are. To long to comfort them, protect them and guide them, yet to be unable to do so because you've been restricted. As a mother, I cannot imagine a heavier burden. When I think about Sara and Tiana Samson, My heart grieves for their mother. When I think about Sara and Tiana, I don't simply see children. I see two young girls standing at the door of one of the most significant seasons of their lives. It's from around that age of 10, a young girl begins her journey into womanhood. Her body changes. Her emotions become more complex. She begins asking questions about who she is, where she belongs, and what her future will look like. It is a season of enormous physical, emotional, and psychological development. It is also a season when the presence of her mother becomes more important than ever. Research consistently shows that secure attachment to a loving parent is one of the strongest protective factors for a child's mental health. Children who grow up with strong parental bonds generally experience greater emotional resilience, healthier relationships, high self-esteem, and better mental well-being. During puberty, parents, and especially mothers, play a unique role in helping daughters understand the changes they are experiencing, develop a healthy sense of identity. I know this is not only because research tells us so, I know because I lived it. My daughters entered adolescence together. Those years were filled with questions, uncertainties, laughter, tears, countless conversations. Like every child, they did push boundaries. Yet I was there to support them and guide them in their choices while their childish minds were still developing. Looking back now, I realize that my greatest achievement was not simply raising them, it was being present. As they grew, I became more than their mother. I became their safe place. Someone they could trust without fear of judgment, someone they could laugh with, someone they could cry with when relationships failed and new ones were born, someone they could come to when life became overwhelming. Sometimes they needed advice, sometimes they needed correction, and sometimes they needed wisdom. And sometimes they needed nothing more than a hug and the reassurance that tomorrow would be a better place. Bianca has been robbed of that. The important thing is this: I was there as a mother, and it is my right to be there. Today, those girls, meaning my girls, are grown women, physically and emotionally strong and of good character. They have married, they have children of their own. The values that were planted during those precious years now continue into another generation. During those fragile years, they pushed boundaries like every other child, yet I had the privilege of teaching them self-respect, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, and responsibility. I taught them the importance of family. I taught them to love others as Christ loved us, to honor God in all they did, to make choices that reflected integrity and faith. None of those lessons happened in one conversation, or over the phone, or over simple meetings. They happened over thousands of ordinary moments around the dinner tables, on the school drive, and did we have many conversations on those drives, when folding washing together, during difficult friendships, late at night when tears flowed over broken hearts and unanswered questions, during early morning walks where we could bond and concrete that relationship even more, during conversations about becoming young women. These are moments no institute can manufacture or replace, no program, no institute, however well-intended, can substitute for the daily love, wisdom, and presence of a devoted mother. Developmental psychologists recognize early adolescence as one of the most sensitive periods of human development after childhood. During this stage, children rely heavily on trusted caregivers for emotional security, identity, and stability. Research has shown that unnecessary separation from loving parents can increase the risk of anxiety, depression, attachments, difficulties, and long-term emotional distress. While there are circumstances where children must be protected from harm, when children are safe with loving parents, preserving that bond is widely recognized as being in their best interest. Children belong with the people who know them best, the people who understand their fears without words, the people who celebrate every success, the people who wipe away every tear, and the people who willingly sacrifice everything for them. I was there for the countless hospital appointments and later spinal surgery for one of my girls. I was there when she opened her eyes. And that's what she needed. She needed me. Tiana and Sara would be going through similar things. They need their mother to be there when they open their eyes, when they have questions, and when fear overcomes them. I was there for countless school events and state sporting achievements. I was there for the ups and downs. I was there because I wanted to care and guide my girls, protect them and nurture them in the journey to independence. Bianca should be able to be there for her girls as well. There is no love quite like the love of a mother. Long before a child takes her first breath, a mother carries another heart beneath her own heart. For 9 months, she nurtures life. Every heartbeat, every kick, every passing day deepens a bond unlike any other. Before anyone else loved you, your mother loved you first. She dreamed of you before she met you. She protected you before she knew you. She sacrificed for you before you could even say thank you. That is the natural order of love. A loving mother wants nothing but the very best for her children. This is why a decision that separates children from loving parents should never have been taken lightly. It is not simply changing an address. It is the disruption of the relationship that shapes a child's confidence, identity, emotional well-being, and understanding of love itself. An abusive home would be one where children are exposed to things such as drugs, alcohol, and other known harm, but not one that has simple rules for the safety and well-being of children. Sara and Tiana deserve whatever child deserves, to grow up surrounded by the love of their family, to have a mother they can run to have parents who guide them from childhood into adulthood, to learn not only through words but through daily example, because children do not simply need food, clothing, and shelter. They need belonging, they need security, they need unconditional love. And if one person does that, it is a mother. And whenever it is safe to do so, children belong with their parents. In my final words, I'd like to make an analogy or paint a picture. Motherhood is like a garden, and that garden, she plants many beautiful things, and some of those and her children are in that garden. And as the garden grows and flowers, beautiful flowers grow among those children, that garden is placed among other gardens. And as the wind blows, other things come in there, such as things that don't belong. And motherhood is where they remove those things. So just because a mother says no to something does not mean that she's intending abuse. It's actually protecting a child and keeping that garden beautiful. And we have a saying that you will see the fruit of those seeds. And what I can say from my own garden is that so far, even when my children have pushed boundaries and I've had to say no or I've had to correct them, the fruit of my garden so far is that it is a beautiful garden. I asked the Swedish government to allow these girls to go back to their home where their mother and father love them so deeply, so that they can actually start the process of healing again. Because I can guarantee that there's been a lot of trauma with the separation that has happened so far, and the self-harm that has happened in their own lives. So let them go back to where they belong, to the safe place of their family, so that they can start the healing process. And hopefully, we pray that they grow into independent and healthy young ladies that can continue to also have their own families as well in the future. Thank you.